Here we are in Wallingford. This is my friend and client's home. This is her, I guess we would call it her great room. And we're going to have a little chat today about the experience of working with moi, working with an interior designer. And so we're going to settle on down here in Diane's sweet great room. And I just wanted to give you a preview of what the outcome was of working together. She has a lovely garden beyond that she enjoys from her great room. So here's Diane.
Hi.
So what caused you to call on me at the time that you did?
Well, I had the floors refinished.
Okay.
And they needed it. And then when they were redone, obviously I needed to paint. And then I thought I could really use some new furniture too. And there are a lot of other things going on. Just wanted to do this room and refresh it. And also, I'd known you were interior design professional for since I've known you. And I thought I've always kind of wanted to try you out. And while I like doing it, I'm very slow. So it's okay if you're just doing one thing at a time, but I thought I really need some help.
To make decisions and such.
Yeah. And also I had a different layout and I was interested in changing it up. So I wanted some, a different perspective.
Right. Well, I appreciate that you realize that it would be helpful to get a professional in, because I know you have really good taste, and you're probably used to doing things on your own.
And I like to do it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it'll just take me forever to do anything.
Right. So what challenges were you experiencing when you were trying to do it on your own before?
Really the thing I already mentioned, which was trying to think about it with a different layout.
Okay.
And not really knowing where I wanted to head with it.
Right.
And I had some ideas, which I shared with you. Like, I was thinking I'd like to orient the room more so it was facing out to the backyard, which is pretty. And I had couches in an L form, and the TV was here, and it was all kind of focused into the house. Mm-hmm. And it was good because it held a lot of, there was a lot of space, but I wanted to change that. And I wasn't sure if it was a good idea or not, but you embraced it, and I was like, yeah.
So it's pretty different than it was before.
It is.
What were your goals going into?
Well, mainly just to refresh it.
Okay.
The couches that I had were old, and they just needed to be either redone or replaced.
Right.
And then I thought, I liked the color that I had in here before, but I was ready for a change. Mm-hmm. And I love the color of this room now. I find it's so, I don't know, it just feels serene and pretty and light and bright, but not too light and bright. Mm-hmm. And anyway, I really love that color.
It's very fresh, and certainly is freshened up, and it's cooler feeling or more airy feeling than before. You had sort of more warm colors.
But it's still warm in here. I mean, even with the blue-green wall, there's the gold and the reddish toned woods, and I still feel like that it's inviting.
Now, were there any surprises along the way?
Yeah.
What's that?
The surprise was how fast it all came together, as opposed to the work on the rest of my house. You were very on it, and then the stuff came in and I wasn't even really ready for it, but I really appreciated having one room I could come to be at home. And yeah, the process, for me, was very quick. And it was nice, but I was a little like, oh shit, excuse me. And was there any other surprises?
Are there, as you look around, are there things that you wouldn't have chosen that ended up working well in the room? We did get to integrate a lot of the furniture that you already had, which was fun to, mix the old and the new.
Let's see. I would say my favorite thing is this couch. I like the fabric. I like the texture. I like the color. It's, it's off-white, but it's got some
texture.
Yeah. And it's very comfortable.
Well, and that was something that you were hesitant about.
Yeah.
It was like, I wanted to be really comfortable, and I don't have the opportunity to sit in it. How can I trust it's going to work? So tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, we had the couch I had in the other room was so deep and a little lower as well. So, and as I'm getting older, it's like I want and my guests want furniture that they can get in and out of without looking like an old person.
Right.
And not that I'm that old, but you know what I mean? Like, you want to be able to just get up.
Right.
Instead of, trying to figure it out. And so we talked about that. And then you said, well, you knew exactly what I meant. And this is exactly.
Oh, that's so encouraging, because that's often the biggest challenge for people. Now, I want to ask a question, if we haven't covered this already. How was the experience of working with a designer, working with me? I don't know, you hadn't worked with a designer before, had you?
No.
Okay. So how was it to work with me? And you can tell the truth.
I will. I loved that you went through all the stuff and kind of narrowed it down for me to choices. Because that obviously takes a lot of time. And I do have confidence in your taste and your aesthetic. So I was happy with that. I did feel a little like it was a little too narrowed down, like my natural inclinations were to want to look at more, but I also thought, I'm going to have faith in this process. I'm going to trust Deb, and I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And I'm not going to lie, I feel like I do think, oh, what if this, what if that, but I would still be sitting here in my old living room.
Right, that's why you brought me in.
And all of my friends that come over say, oh my gosh, it's lovely. And one of them said, Deb, she doesn't know you, but I told her your name. And she said, wow, she really did a good job of capturing your style, Diane. Which I thought was really interesting thing she said, because it's me, so I don't feel it as, of course it is me, but, I mean, she felt like it was clearly something that spoke of me.
I love hearing that.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, that's a good note to close on.